Welcome. Welcome. So this morning I woke up and I felt a really strong call to come in front of this camera and speak. And I had no idea what was wanting to come through, but really intuitively getting the strong guidance to sit here and share from the heart. And when I sat down, I thought, okay, like what is alive? What are so many of us feeling and needing to hear right now, right? And, about 6 months ago or so, I started hearing intuitively like everything is about to change. And I knew what that meant, right? I think we understand what those words mean, but until it actually starts happening, do we really start to integrate those changes? And so I think that many of us, especially those of us that are highly sensitive, that are expanding from within, that are hopping between frequencies and dimensions, whose consciousness is expanding at a very rapid rate, which I see as those of us who are here in this space, those of you who listen, those that I work with, those that I resonate with. And it's interesting that word resonate came through because what wanted to be shared today is this feeling on resonance. Resonance, like the synergy. And it's interesting because I think that as we move through our spiritual awakenings, more and more is revealed to us that we could not see before. Maybe we have an idea of it. But until you're actually in that experience, you're like, really didn't see this one coming. And you learn how to navigate through that experience. And so this feeling of resonance is coming through really strong because it's been happening to me over the past year, and I know that many that I talk to. And I didn't think that it would affect me to the degree that it is. And what do I mean by resonance? So, energetic resonance. Resonance with who we are and who we've been becoming. So as we evolve within, when we evolve so quickly and change so fast, we literally do step into these higher states of awareness and dimensions. And on paper, that sounds so amazing. And in actuality, that's so amazing, right? Like we are evolving. And for many of us, like there's no playbook. Our heart is our compass. We have guides, we have mentors, we have friends, we have our intuition, our knowing, our soul, right? But we are walking through, I'm seeing an image like walking through uncharted territory, wading through this water of the unknown. And so as you ascend in your awareness, in your frequency, the same things that used to resonate are not going to resonate anymore. And it's like batteries, right? It's almost like things that are alike or of the same have this resonant pull, and things that are so out of resonance will start to push away. That's really like how it feels. And so how do we know if something feels in or out of resonance? It's a deep knowing and feeling. Like you can't even put it into words. It's almost like an instant full body yes or full body no. You know, it's like, it's so amazing that when we expand within, when we are able to see the parts of ourselves and that we couldn't see before, and really walk this path of becoming like in mastery. It's like we're stepping into our mastery as souls, as creators on this earth, co-creators, of understanding our energy, of how our thoughts and our beliefs and our emotions are constantly in co-creation with everything around us, and really becoming more of the observer and like a player of sorts in this realm at a new level. And so things at that lower level, and it's not like one level is better than the other per se, it's just a matter of fact, right? It's like once you see, you can't unsee. Once you learn and experience, you can't unlearn and unexperience, right? And so you really do like embody this next level of awareness and being. And it takes integration, yes. It takes time. It's a very cyclical process, but then once you embody it, and nobody can take that knowing from you. Nobody can take that truth from you unless they've been there, right? And seen it and experienced it for themselves. And so again, I always see like Super Mario Brothers, like the next level. Okay, like again, we beat the boss. Here we go. We're on to this next level. Maybe we got more tools in our bag, or like, more tricks up our sleeve, more experience, but we're still in the game. And levels 1 and 2, we can do that. Like that. That's not where it doesn't resonate anymore, because we've grown out of it. And so I know I'm speaking on this topic of resonance very philosophical, but how to make this concept tangible. Things that you may have enjoyed doing before, you will no longer enjoy doing. New things will feel more aligned. Ways of being, like in the world, like the way the world operates, will start to feel like really like oh, I don't relate to this at all anymore. Like I like at all. How you spend your time. Maybe instead of trying to fill it with doing more. Maybe you're really feeling called to be more present, to create more space, to rest, to feel more peace, to be in nature. Maybe you used to go out with friends on the weekends and drink or go to brunch, and now you might find that like you're not even really feeling like drinking alcohol anymore. And that like you want to be outside, maybe going on hikes. Like I'm just speaking from my own experience, of course, but it's going to look different for each of us. But no matter how it looks for each of us, so many are going through this, and it's a threshold I'm seeing. It's almost like a graduation. They're showing a graduation hat. And yes, it feels like, okay, we've graduated to this next dimension, but we're still walking between dimensions, right? We are in kind of simultaneously both at the same time. And where this gets tricky and where this can feel really hard, I know for myself, like I have been going through it with this because, I wonder, I'm like, okay, we are embodying and learning how to embody this next level of frequency and dimension and awareness, but how do I integrate this into life, into a world, into a sleeping world? Like the feeling of waking up within a sleeping world, like how do you move about your life with this embodiment, whereas so many people around us are still operating within the same old systems that don't work for you anymore. like this hustle and grind culture. My body is completely done with that. You know? Filling voids, like externally seeking things to fill voids inside. Like once you see that, you can't unsee that. And then you begin cultivating this sense of worth and devotion from the inside out. The other day I heard this woman, she talked about like not having as many like goals anymore. Like she loves having goals, and she felt like, oh my gosh, like I'm not having that same feeling of like really wanting to like go for these big goals. And I feel that it feels almost like more of the present moment is feeling more like I can sink into it. Like it feels like that is where the creation is happening, is in this present moment. You know? It's permeating every space of our lives. At your workplace even, you know, like coworkers maybe not aligning with the same awareness, right? And that's okay. Or your boss, that's okay. It's not that one is better than the other. It just is. And you know, who we spend our time with, what we spend our time doing, how we like generate our energy, and we see it as this like life-giving force rather than something that is continually being depleted. Like everything, it's permeating everything we do and everything we are, this sense of resonance. And I see us, you know, if you're watching this, like you are on the front lines, like you are the one of the first waves to experience this. And I just want to share, like, I'm so grateful, like hats off to all of us and all of you, because I'm so grateful to know there's others out there, right? Like this, I know this trajectory or this experience can feel very isolating, can feel very unknown. And if I can share anything just to make others feel less alone, like maybe that's why we're here, you know? These feelings of perfection, oh my God, completely falling away. I have no capacity to try to plan or perfect anything anymore. None. Doesn't mean I want to do a good job, of course. Like, I care deeply. And anything that's like, this feels like this extra weight has just gotta go. Anything limiting our authenticity has gotta go. Like truth, crystal clear. Like I'm seeing this image of like this crystal glass and like crystal clear, clarity. Everything wants to be crystal clear. The way that we're creating is changing. No more 5-10 year plans. Like, I have an idea of where I'm going. I have a feeling, I have an intuition, but God is here to surprise us, right? We have an idea, but we're in this realm now where miracles can literally start taking shape. And like our souls are here to experience and be surprised and like create in these capacities that exceed any expectations we might have. And not only that, understanding how cyclical we are, that we cannot predict the future. We cannot predict 5-10 years out. We might be a completely different person by that point. So we are being asked to learn how to create more so in the present moment and only see so many steps ahead. The pushing, the resistance, it doesn't work in this next level of consciousness. It's more of a flow. It's more cyclical and more present, right? And we become the embodiment. Like our whole lives, energy and the universe has been responding to our energy we just were more unconscious to that. And we were creating from these more dense realities where I think things felt linear because it took more time to create in those realms. And now as we ascend, creation is happening quicker. It's happening at a more rapid rate, and we're also seeing how our internal embodiment is the basis of a lot of our external experiences. And we are in co-creation, right? So it's not to say that something happens to us and that's our fault. We did that. No, that's not what I'm saying. We are in co-creation with everything around us, but it's in how we respond to it. And it's in what we also embody and emit, right? That has such a magnitude on how we create in this next realm. And so I'm just continually blown away. And so I understand this concept of resonance and that things are changing and that things that are resonating with us are evolving too, but it doesn't take away from this feeling of grief that I have been experiencing, this feeling of loneliness, of feeling like now I really don't feel understood. Now I really don't feel like I fit in. Like I know many of us felt like that before and through our awakenings, and now we really are like, wow, well, no. Oh, well, I guess we have to now be really good at embodying both, right? Embodying like the surrendering to this process. Yeah. But I am feeling like maybe there's a bit of a void, right? Because as things are falling away, as things are not resonating, there is a bit of a void. And there's grief, and I think it's important to feel that grief. I think it would be strange not to. I think if you went through this experience and you felt no grief, I'd be like, oh, whoa, who are you? Or you gotta let it out. It's in there somewhere. And it's creating space for who we are becoming, who we have become. You know, I really do see now we're starting at this resonance where creation is happening more on this quantum level at the capacity than ever before. We're going to start magnetizing experiences, soul family, places beyond what we have ever been able to before. And so we really are, like, I'm hearing like the souls that are here right now doing this, like we are, mastery. Like do you realize that we came here right now to birth in the transition? Like we are mastery level souls at transformation, transmutation, alchemy, creation. We've just forgotten and we're remembering. And, you know, I think about the souls that are about to come in, like this next generation of babies and kids. And like, yes, they're still coming into this world that's not perfect. But I do see them as this like really evolved conscious beings that are wanting to come in at this time. And it's like, we paved the way for that. I actually feel very emotional saying this. Like we helped each of us pave the way for this next wave of very conscious beings coming into this earth to continue to shift. I just have been feeling so emotional. Again, none of this is going to be edited out because the magnitude of this time is just huge, right? And to also thank all of those who came before us that also paved the way and the stepping stones, right? Yeah. Everything is about to change. So, what do we do then? You know, there's a part of me that likes to wallow in it, like, oh gosh, oh, I'm just an alien in this world. No, okay, like, maybe every now and then that's fine, but embrace these changes, embrace this new way of being. Those things that now do feel in resonance, lean into those. Change isn't bad. It's just like the discomfort that we feel amidst change. That's uncomfortable. It's new. It's unknown. It's uncharted. Right? So lean in to those things that fill your cup, that feel true, that feel resonant. Really take care of yourself and call in your people. Remember how powerful we are. Our intention, call it in, call in your people. We are not meant to do this alone. And to be around others who are experiencing similarities, who are also navigating these shifts, who are seeing life through these new eyes. We are out here. There's actually quite a lot of us. So, yeah, it's okay to feel both. And it's okay to feel like you're in between worlds, because we are. And it's normal, like we're hopping even in between dimensions throughout our days, right? But yeah, we're at least I noticed myself, that frequency of the heart, I'm embodying it more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Whereas before maybe dipped kind of in and out. Now it's becoming more of a steady constant, right? Yeah, it's like we're learning to hold it and embody it. We weren't meant to just overnight, all right, we shifted. I don't know if that wouldn't work, right? And so, yeah, there's a little bit of a harmonizing. I said that the other day, that word came through, harmonizing, that's happening within us. Yeah, and I think it's important, something I've been struggling with is like, okay, this is my reality now. This is my existence. This is how I experience life. And I look around other people that may not be experiencing it through the same reality. And I used to have a bit of like frustration at that. Like, oh, I just wish everyone could see it this way. Or, oh, it felt a little exhausting to have to like kind of stoop down to someone's level. And it's not hierarchy, it's just evolution. And now, instead of seeing it that way, I see it more as I have compassion, I have grace. I know that their experience is just as valid as my experience, no matter what that might be. And I realize, like, do I want to keep creating more division and negativity with how I'm feeling about this? Or do I want to just embrace this really new, beautiful aspect of life that's wanting to be experienced through me, right? So, yeah, I find that interesting. Something that I'm shown quite a bit is like this time period right now. And we hear a lot like the concept of the split, and I was even channeling about this in like 2024 about the split that would happen. And what is this split, right? I'm like really feeling it right now. And so if you imagine like a figure 8, like an infinity symbol, and on one side of this infinity symbol over here, there's people over here, and there's some people in the middle, and there's some people on the other side. And it's almost like if you imagine the two sides, opposing sides, like holding up like very different frequencies or worlds or awareness. And that's kind of how it feels like the split is, right? And it doesn't mean that we're going to be here forever. It just means like for those of us who are crossing the bridge and crossing the threshold and embodying this, like these first waves, it's like we're holding the field, and then the next wave of people come, and then the next wave, and the next wave, and eventually what was feeling like a split is going to merge back together. So it can feel like a splitting of consciousness, of awareness, of heart resonance that's happening right now. Like, you look out in the world, you're like, whoa, like, not only the division that's happening, like, but also there's a division energetically, spiritually, emotionally. There's literally, like, and so I think we're just really at that, like, splitting point. And so that's why the resonance is feeling so either coherent or incoherent. There's really, like, no in between in these days. So yeah, just releasing that, any judgment has been really, like, powerful for me. Judgment of myself, judgment of the process, judgment of others. And yeah, also feeling quite excited for this, excited for these shifts. It's the dichotomy, holding both. Yeah. And it's also, it's like, it's a wild time. I mean, we're feeling this split energetically, but we're feeling this split in the world, like things that are happening, that are playing out, like on the world stage. It's like, how can that, you're just like, I can't even fathom. That is so far beyond anything that I would even like do or be ever. Like, you can't even wrap your head around it. And it's as terrible as it is, like, you know that, like, more people are just awakening now to the truth of what's actually going on. And my greatest heartbreaks have led to my greatest heart openings. And so I think that so many of us are really learning what matters most in life. We're coming back to what really matters. We're coming back to the heart. We're coming back to each other. We're coming back to wanting to cultivate more peace. We don't want to be a part of the noise, of the chaos, of the illusions. No more. No more. And so, yeah, we're not resonating. We are being the change. Being the change. And it's going to look different for each of us. Yeah. So let's see if anything else wants to come through. Yeah, I just heard trust the process. I really do feel trust the process. I'm hearing, like, yeah, it's going to get so good. It's how I feel. It already is so good in many ways, right? And yeah, I think that's all that wants to come through. You know, when you channel, it's almost like it's like a wave. It's like you feel this power of just, like, sometimes when I speak, I don't even really remember what I said. And then it's really alive. The energy's really alive, and it pours through, and then it starts to come back down and dissipate, and I feel really complete. So thank you all. If you're feeling this, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to know what your experience has been, and just sending you all so much love.